There's one reason why you should love your country, Indonesia. Why? Come on, follow me. So I have lived in and worked all over the world, in Africa, China, Mexico, Spain, Cyprus, England, almost everywhere. And yet for me, Indonesia is by far the best place to live in. Why is that? Why is Indonesia the best place to live in? So today I want to share with you there are many reasons, but I want to share with you one reason. Here we go. First of all, many of you will know how much I love this amazing country and its beautiful people. I have lived here almost 20 years. So I want to share with you about two Indonesians who came into my life. They became my best friends. Actually, one of my best friends is very educated, and he's an imam, and his name is Sunny, or he is known as Haji Sunny. And my other friend, Achang, has no education. He can't read and write. He is illiterate. Yes, they are two of my close friends. Let me first tell you about my best friend, Haji Sunny. So, Sunny lives in Jakarta, and he's very educated, and as I said, he's an imam, and he owns around 30 houses. He also smiles and laughs a lot, 24/7, yeah. And he gets up about 4 a.m. in the morning, and he prays at the local mosque. He is the imam. At 7 o'clock in the morning, he is already busy in his own school in front of his house, which he built and paid for out of his own pocket. Most of the kids who study at his school are supposed to pay him around 8,000 rupiah a month, but many don't. In fact, many have never paid him anything. But he loves them all, and he takes care of them as if they are his own children. That's his character. That's who he is. By the way, his ancestors have lived in this place in Jakarta for 250 years. That's a long time, right? And he rents out the houses to around 30 tenants. And one day, one of his tenants came to see him, and she told him she couldn't pay the rent for that month. So I can remember he told her, it's okay, enggak apa-apa, and then she went back to her house. He then told me she hasn't paid any rent for 18 months. So my friend Sunny lives in Jakarta, a city which never sleeps, and city which some residents have no money and other residents are very wealthy. Yet Sunny and I, we're kind of brothers, and we care about each other. And then there's my other friend, Achang. He is the opposite of Haji Sunny. Why? Well, he lives on Gunung Salak, which is a mountain just outside of Bogor in Indonesia. I built a house high up on the mountain Salak. It was a beautiful place. And Achang lived quite close to me, maybe around 100 meters from my house. Achang is a very tiny man, maybe around 5 foot tall. He looks like a dwarf. And when I lived there, his children said he was around 50 years old. And Achang he has no idea about his birthday. He doesn't know when he was born. He has 7 children. He doesn't know when they were born either. He doesn't know how old they are. He doesn't know how long he's been married, even though his wife tries to remind him. He cannot remember. He simply loves her. That's it. You see, Achang cannot read or write. He's illiterate. He can't speak English, and I can't speak much Indonesian, or as I say, sedikit-sedikit. But he is one of my best friends. We're like brothers. He is from the kampung near Bogor on the mountain, and I'm from London. He has absolutely no idea what I do for my job. He knows I'm a teacher and a writer, as he comes into my house, and sometimes he sees me writing in my studio. Sometimes he would ask me what I'm writing about. I would tell him I am a PhD writer, S3, PhD writer, and I help PhD students all over the world. And he has no idea what I'm talking about. He doesn't care about my job. He just cares about me. Regardless if I was a PhD guru or if I was a beggar in the street, he wouldn't care. He just loved me as his brother. So what more could any man want than a friend like that? What more could you want than a friend just like that? So let me tell you how he lived. So at around 4 o'clock in the morning, 4 a.m., he gets up to pray. In Indonesia, we call it sholat, right? To pray in the mosque. At 5 o'clock, he's busy working in the rice fields, planting, and he plants vegetables. Sometimes he fixes a broken pipe, and sometimes he just hangs out with his friends. Sometimes he would come up, he would come wandering into my garden, climb up a coconut tree, take a few coconuts, and then walk off down the street. Other times, he would open the door to my house, come into my studio, and he'd be watching me writing, saying nothing, just smiling and laughing to himself. He was always laughing and smiling. Then, I can remember sometimes he would light a cigarette. This cigarette was called the Jaram Kretek cigarette. Oh my goodness, these cigarettes were so strong, they would make me dizzy. Oh, he would be smoking next to me. Aduh, these cigarettes were so strong they'd make me feel dizzy. And yet, this tiny guy, this tiny man would smoke 2 packets of these cigarettes every day. 40 cigarettes a day. Oh my goodness. I'm telling you, if he smoked these Jarum Kretek cigarettes next to a cow, the cow would fall down and go into a coma. Yeah, the cow would go into a coma. The smoke was so strong. I would ask him, hey, Achang, please don't smoke those cigarettes in my house. They're not healthy. He would smile, nod his head, and then the next day, when he came into my studio, he would light one of his cigarettes again. Aduh, what can I do? And yet, he was one of my best friends. I could listen to this. Listen to this. One day I can remember when I came home in my car, I had an accident with a minibus. They call it Ancot. The Ancot hit the front of my car. It was all smashed in. My car was very damaged. And I was so angry when I came home. And Achang, he looked at my face and he smiled. Yeah. And when he smiled, I became even more angry. Yeah, even more angry. And then he started to laugh. I became even angrier. And the more angry I became, the more he laughed at all. And soon he was laughing so much, he was crying with laughter, and the tears were running down his face. And then, hello, how are you? And then he fell down on the floor, crying with laughter, rolling around like an idiot, and he couldn't stop laughing at all. I became even angrier, so angry. But the more angry I became, the more he laughed. Oh, then I started, and then when he was rolling around on the floor, oh man, it was so funny. Then I started to laugh. It was so funny. I forgot about my car and the accident. You see, when he smiled and when he laughed, it was like a virus. It was a good virus. It was infectious too. I would become infected and laugh too. I couldn't stop myself. So here's a question. Why was he so happy? And why was he always smiling? And why did he laugh so much? There are two reasons, I think. But there's one big reason, or one main reason. And that is because he believes that Allah will take care of him and his family, even though sometimes he has no money and no work. He believes that Allah will take care of him. And sometimes he would come to borrow some money from me, but he would never pay it back. Never. And we both knew when I lent him money, he would never pay me back. We both knew. Indonesians call it pinjam. It almost never gets paid back. So the second reason why he's so happy, I think, is because he loves his family and his friends. Actually, he loves everybody. That's it. His whole life is about Allah and all those around him. And he is so happy. In fact, I'm so jealous of him and his happiness. So here, my friends, here you have two Indonesians who are complete opposites, yet they both love Allah and they both love me too. How is that? These two Indonesians represent to me the new Indonesia, the real Indonesia, the Indonesia I love, I absolutely love. The tourists visiting Bali would probably never see those two Indonesians, right? Sunny uses his money to help the poor. Achang uses his happiness, his smiles, and his laughs to infect everybody around him. It's the best virus in the world. It's called love. You don't need a vaccine or a booster for this virus because it's a virus from Allah. So now, you know just one reason why I love this beautiful country, Indonesia. What about you? Do you love your homeland? If not, come and meet my friends. These two Indonesians, they are real life examples of why Indonesia is more wealthy than any country on planet Earth. It is rich in love. And the people, Indonesian people, own that love. Now you know of one reason why you should love Indonesia. If you don't, come and visit my two friends. Indonesia is so rich in resources, hope, and love. Perhaps one day, the world will discover the new Indonesia, the real Indonesia. So my friend, please subscribe to Pak Guru Rod and support me in my mission to bring English fluency to millions of Indonesians. That is my mission. I really love this country. I really love its people. And I'm excited about the new Indonesia that will soon be born. When? In 2030, in 2030. Do you want to know about the new Indonesia in 2030? You do? Okay. There's a new video coming out soon about the new Indonesia 8 years from now. So, if you like this video, please share it with your friends and please spread this message of Indonesian love. So until the next time, sampai jumpa lagi. See you again. Bye.